Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I got this is an insane game, a crazy Beastmaster game I played, and honestly, I'm really excited to show you guys and talk to you guys about all the tech and ideas I use in this game to really have just a fantastic match, because it was a match I was a bit concerned about, right? The enemy team comp, pretty strong heroes, pretty strong team comp, and we had a Monkey King and an Enigma, which is not necessarily horrible as a matchup, but it can get really bad. It definitely can get quite bad, especially if your position 5 can't really help with Eidolons, which Treant, Nature's Grasp is mediocre at best. So yeah, I was nervous about this game, definitely a bit concerned about the potential outcome. To be fair, my mid laner had a great match, so shout out him. But yeah, we had a kind of a difficult lane. I would argue a potentially difficult lane. Now, I really like laning with Hoodwink. That helped things out a bit because you have a range creep secure, you have a pretty strong laning hero, her spells do a ton of damage. So I was like really happy to have the Hoodwink in my game, Hoodwink in my lane, but yeah. And I do want to say, by the way, as well, thanks for all the support, guy. I got a lot of friendly messages because we won a crazy losing streak. Like, this loss has like 3 or 4 or 5 other losses behind it, maybe even 6. I don't know. And then now we've won 6 games in a row. One of them it was a quick win, so it isn't showing, but we've won 6 in a row, so we're kind of on the way back up. Confidence is going up again. Things are good. So even if things are bad, guys, I just want to remind you, keep going, right? Keep going. If you love Dota, if you love the game, if you're trying to gain rank, and that's your goal right now, stick to it, guys. You're gonna have droughts. It's inevitable, right? You're gonna have games where things just don't go your way. Just try not to let it snowball a bit. I think I was even playing too many pubs for a period of time. I was just going too crazy. I was too stressed, too worried, and I wasn't focused on the games. And I might lose my next 3 games, right? Even after saying this, positivity doesn't just win you the matches, but it certainly helps you get in the right headspace to have a better game and focus on what you need to do. And I've been really clear about what heroes I want to play and learn right now, and I think it's been quite useful. So either way, also I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally with the Game League website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game League website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. We're playing Beastmaster here. We're against TA Lion. Not too bad early on, but the meld can be a problem at some point, right? You just get hexed and stunned with the meld from TA, and your armor early on is only 3 on Beastmaster. It's quite low. So until you have Helm of Iron Will, you're very susceptible to their pressure. So I have to be careful of that. I have to be very mindful of the fact that I can get gone on. Now I'm going to start the lane by throwing axes because, like, especially against 2 ranged heroes, they can't tank the wave. So if I push the wave into them a little bit, they can't really try to hit me and they can't pressure me. And it's going to allow us to even potentially hit them. Right, so I really don't want the wave pushing into me. I want to instead push it into them. So I'm going to auto attack, pull creep aggro, because this creep's getting low from my auto attack plus my axis. It's getting low now, right? So we're going to secure the creep, and now the wave's going to shove a little bit. So the TA does a good job of sort of shoving it for her herself as well, but we use the axis to secure the range, and the range is only low already, partially because of the fact that we chipped it earlier. So now we secure the range, and this hero is very much about the early CS. Like, you don't want to overplay your hand. As I said, I'm not that strong early on. It's not like Axis slow or stun or anything like that. So I can't do anything crazy. I have to play relatively passive. I have to make sure that when I am playing this lane, I'm focused on my CS 100%. Everything is about Helm of the Iron Will. When I get that and I get 6 armor and 5 regen, this TA becomes much less of a problem. Meld basically doesn't even put me close to negative, and things get very good. You can see she even runs at me with a meld there. That one didn't do too much. And I reacted well. When she ran at me, even though she's low, I understand I don't want to fight into the meld. It's -5 armor. That puts me to -8% physical resist. That is brutal, right? That can be a real problem, as I remember missing that CS and being upset. I almost had perfect CS on the first 2 waves. Unfortunately, I missed one extremely easy last hit, but that's fine, right? These perfect CS, near perfect CS on the first 2 waves is exactly what you want. I don't have to pressure. I don't have to win the lane. As we nearly pick up a kill online here, but you can see I immediately back off. I'm like, I'm worried about the CS. I'm not getting that kill. Obviously, if I could get first blood, I'm going to commit. Trust me, guys, get first blood over last hits. You can miss a full wave. It's worth first blood, I assure you. But other than that, playing defensive, pulling aggro, and going from there. Now, I'm not spamming wild axes anymore because with the inner beast, I can kind of just auto attack all these melee creeps to death pretty comfortably as we get a range deny. And yeah, now we're in a great spot. We get a 2-minute Helm of the Overlord, or what? 2-minute Helm of the we get a 2-minute Helm of the Iron Will. Not Helm of the Overlord. That would be quite the video if I did that. We can win the lane maybe on boar timings. I consider taking boar at level 2 and 3, but Inner Beast is just so nice because it does actually push the wave because it works on your creeps, right? So it actually does consistently push the wave, but as I said, I'm pretty okay with that, and I almost like that. Because TA's side blades are going to shove the wave into me. I don't want a double wave shoving into me. I don't want to get run at with a ton of creeps pushing into my tower and then get impaled and potentially put in a bad position. So I can just play defensive with the Helm of the Iron Will. Unfortunately, my guy fed here. What can you do? Absolute noob. But yeah, it's fine because both the line and the TA are really low. Yeah, she had a big stick, so it wasn't too bad for her. And I will admit, a big thing about becoming good at Dota is understanding how strong you are. Because if I run at this guy here, what a lot of people don't get is they would run up to the TA here, right? They would try to pressure the TA because they're like, oh, she's low, she got bushwhacked, why not run at her? Because I understand even though she's low, wild axes are not a strong ability at this point, and she's going to have refraction soon, right? Probably relatively soon. Okay, actually not that soon, so I'm lying to you on that. But she has the 3 refraction attacks and meld. And she's going to have some wand charges, a fairy fire, and then of course the lion stun. This is the most disgusting build of all time. I can't believe this guy actually took 2 points of mana drain. I was wondering why I couldn't have any mana. I will admit it didn't mess. Obviously it griefed my mana pool, but no hex is something else. I don't know about that. I honestly assumed he had hex. Maybe if I knew he had no hex, I would have manned up a bit more. But either way, I have to back off there because the meld and the refraction attacks are a problem. We committed the bushwhack already. I don't think we had acorn shot. I didn't have a boar, most importantly. And with no boar and no bushwhack, even though she's half HP, she's actually stronger. So I'm able to conserve my health with this understanding and play for a later timing, which is of course what I'm looking to do here. And now we have 27 last hits at minute 6, and that is great. Now from there, all I have to do is play off the boar. At this point, with the Helm of Iron Will and him isolated, I assumed Lion was off to the side. To be fair, this is kind of a risk because if Lion's in position, maybe I take some health here. But he tried to sideblade the boar, so I didn't worry too much about it. I'm going to poke his refraction with the boar, constantly microing it to the side and poking him down. And this was a really nice trade. I didn't commit too hard. Definitely didn't overcommit to the point where Lion could punish me very hard at all. And with this relatively defensive gameplay, we're able to take the wave under tower and finish up our Helm Dom in a moment from now. Also, we're about to hit level 3 boars, and this is where things can get pretty crazy for Beastmaster, right? These boars at level 3 are quite nasty. 26% slow consistently, and 50 damage is very, very high. And you can have 2 of them, right? So you can get to a pretty nasty point, especially now we're going to pick up a Clarity and a Mango. With no mana, I want to make sure I have mana to continue to spam my boars and use Primal Roar on my 6 timing. But I do a great job of microing here, I think, overall. And that's the key to this lane. She can kill the boar quick, and then that's where the lane can get hard. But as long as I prevent her from doing that, she's going to have a problem, right? Because the boar is just going to poke her and poke her and poke her and poke her. She can try to kill it with side blades, which she will try to do. But with a little bit of decent micro, I'm going to make that very hard for her. Instantly take out her refraction, and then I'm going to look for a creep. Honestly, maybe could have tried to kill her here. I will not lie. I actually think I could have tried to kill her. I could have picked up a boar, Helm Dom the range creep, pressured, hit her a couple times with that, and then body blocked her with it. She might have died, actually. I think I could have tried that, because she ends up dying in a moment from now. As my boar. Yeah, I should have taken over a Helm Dom creep in this sequence. One of the lane creeps. It would have been useful. So I kite out briefly here. Here, I thought she was too low. I'm like, I can't believe she's manning up. I actually didn't understand that. Oh, her refractive's up in 1. All right, you know what? That was really close, actually. Okay, you know what? Oh, okay. You know, it was close, because if he gets that off, maybe I die. This guy has no point in hex. Honestly, this no hex is such a grief. That saved my... Shout out Lion. I obviously didn't... I guess I should have assumed because I never got hexed. Shout out Lion. Yeah, that's Dota. Sometimes it's not all you. Sometimes your victories are because your opponents suck ass. Even when you're ranked 35, guys. It doesn't matter. From there, I had to make the very unfortunate but executive decision to actually rotate out of the top side of the map. You know, it is what it is. My Monkey King got beat up quite hard by the Enigma. You can see he's very poor. Like, very, very poor. Even though I'm having a good game, he's, like, extremely poor. And so we have to recover, right? It's still not a free game by any means. They have an Enigma nearly as farmed as me. Their TA is still doing well. Like, I'm not going to beat the TA lane, as I said, right? So we don't beat the TA lane, but we get our Helm Dom timing, and I rotate to mid, right? I just want to kind of chill, take the lane that I can take, right? I can definitely lane against the quad, no problem. I'm going to stack this camp. I was hoping for a Satyr creep. Those creeps are definitely the best. Didn't get it, so I settled for the Acorn temporarily, because I don't want to completely delay my push. At this point, with these maxed out boards, I'm very powerful, and Quap is a problem. I also knew, based on the cast range of her dagger, when she used it on me mid, that she maxed that out. And that's important for me, because then she has no real damage to kill the boards. Like, she can dagger them, I guess, but right? I think I'm right, at least. Yeah. She put 3 points in it. So it didn't max it, but 3 points in it. And now we can pressure mid, right? And I'm just going to play it from a relatively safe angle. I see my teammates coming from the right, so I kind of posture to the right a bit. And I'm just going to put my units on the quap, just chipping her down a bit, right? She can't play it too comfortably. Threw the acorn at her. The seed shot. I planted my seed in the quap, hit her with a seed shot, and then that lowers her down. And that gets a really nice angle for the tiny, right? Really, really good angle for the tiny. Little toss play. And I told him to come mid here. And this is key. I know I'm strong. Right, I have my Helm Dom creep quite early. It's extremely powerful at this point of the game. My level maxed up boards are also brutally strong at this point of the game. Very hard to fight into Beastmaster at this point. And so I told my team, hey, look mid, right? Come mid. I'm going to pressure the mid tower, come mid. Like, look mid. And that sets up for this. Makes it very easy for them to basically synergize with the heroes I've chipped down already. Not the Tusk, but the Quap. And yeah, we pick up the kill. We get our second point in Inner Beast, which is actually quite a nice spike from 10 attack speed to 20. And that allows us to take the mid tower. Quap even TP's in and we roar her. I think she barely lives. Thank gosh the line was in position. Otherwise, he was completely dead. So, gets lucky there. But whatever. We chip her down. She's at a really uncomfortable HP range once again. Like, to be fair, she's once again half HP, which is not great because she just TP'd out of the base. And she doesn't have a good way to heal with no bottle charges remaining. So, she's in a horrible position, actually. And they continue to force the fight. And I know that the Enigma doesn't necessarily instantly want to show up. He's definitely weaker than me at this point. Like, he's definitely weaker than me. Yes, he is a stun. And yes, he has Black Hole. But, like, Black Hole's kind of cancelable. It's hard to use. Like, of course they could win the fight, but my boards are just way stronger. As long as I play relatively decent around my units, which of course I think I can do, I'm going to be able to just like really own this fight. So I put my units on the closest person, right? I slow down the Tusk because we were going on Tusk. Then I put it on Lion because I'm close to the Lion. Then I put it on Quap to chip down the Quap. And she commits on it pretty hard, right? And she takes quite a bit of damage. If they do drop the Black Hole, horrible Black Hole, gets bushwhacked immediately as they toss in the boar. And that boar getting tossed in was kind of good because then I got the slow into the Enigma here. And we take him out as well. So this is great. Yes, their TA is free farming the entire time. It is what it is. Whatever. I'm not going to be able to shut her down. I had to give the Monkey King top earlier so he could catch up a bit. He's having a tough game. So still, the game's not free, right? Game's definitely not free. But we were able to kill the TA here. And then I'm going to wrap on them here. I was going to go back to mid, but then this like massive fight happened, which I didn't expect. But whatever. Fight happened mid. Not going to chase too hard onto the Lion. Just going to look for the free kills. Nothing too crazy. So we'll resummon the boar. Resummon the board to look for the tower here, right? We got our 2 boars, we got our satyr. We're gonna look to pressure out the Eidolons and very free tower, right? This is the thing about this Beastmaster. You can take out these tier 1s instantly. Takes no time at all. Doesn't cost you any HP. You can also do it from completely out of range of any initiation. I decided to hit the tower because I felt completely safe. I knew who was alive and who wasn't and what spells they had. No Sonic Wave, no Black Hole. I feel very unthreatened at this point of the game. So yeah, I'm gonna push in bottom, and I kind of do want to be top. I'm not gonna lie. Because I do want to clean up this tower. It's something I maybe could have done. I could have rotated the top, but we didn't have a tier 1, so it'd take me a while to run. I was already bottom, so if I left bottom, there'd be no one to farm it. So I think staying bottom was actually the correct call. And we were able to get a satyr creep, which is really nice, because this creep in the early game, basically this Hadouken thingy, it does 160 damage, which is really high for only 100 mana. There's a really high damage nuke, which is just good. And then it's on an 8-second cooldown. So like for farming, it's insanely good. So I do believe that this is the best creep you can get early game. The Elf Wolf's pretty decent too, but this creep is a bit better, I think, overall. So we can kind of use it to clear the creeps a bit here. We get all the Eidolons. That's really nice for farm. We push this in. Not going to look to take the tower. And this fight was, I think I played very, very well. So he sacks my creep, is what it is. We're going to take out the Wraith Pack first things first. I understand how important it is to kill that stupid-ass item. So they take out my boar. Good play from the Enigma, but we get a roar onto him. I was afraid of getting Black Hole. I thought it was out. Okay, I guess it wasn't out, but I was afraid of him a little bit here. So we dropped the roar. I hit him once, but then I understood that the Black Hole was coming up. I didn't know when, but I also didn't want to get stunned into a Black Hole or stun. Apparently it wasn't coming up, but I felt that I had to kite him out just in case it was. I didn't want to take the risk and get Black Hole next to the Quap, so we kite him out, we poke him with the units, and honestly, I like playing Beast against Enigma. I think it's pretty good. You can cancel Black Hole through BKB mid-game. You can poke him, you can almost out-tempo him early game, because I do believe that a Beastmaster with equal farm to Enigma is a little bit stronger, especially previous to the Wraith Pack, which I think was pretty key. I was able to pick up the tempo on that original mid-push previous to the original Enigma timing, right? So I thought that was very, very important. And this game was kind of a good learning lesson. I don't think I would have went mid this game if Monkey King didn't TP top, but I think going mid was absolutely fantastic because Quap also doesn't deal with the boars at all, right? Which is really important to note. It's like I have the matchups. If it was like a Pango mid, it would have been much harder for me to pressure mid until Tiny got there, right? So it kind of depends. You have to be a little bit careful about just doing anything or just like going mid because sometimes it works. right? That's definitely an issue people have. But now we get our Helm Dom 2 at a very respectable timing. Minute 15 is a great timing. It's not like God timing, but it's a great timing. And we get very lucky on the instant Black Dragon. And with the Black Dragon, you can just farm like a madman because it's AoE damage. It just wipes out the camps, wipes out waves. And so I'm okay with farming. You might be like, oh, you're Ancient 2 creep. Yeah, but I want to clear the camps quickly. It takes no time, right? Of course I'm going to do that. Right? Of course I'm going to instantly clear the camps, right? If they're near me. So we look for a kill on Enigma. Don't find it here. It is what it is. But we're going to look to pressure this in a bit. They glyphed the tier 2. That's great, right? We get a glyph out. I don't want to commit too much. We didn't have too much vision in this area, so I was a bit afraid to actually play. So I want to get back to this ramp. I don't want to be like here, because then if they gank me, I'm kind of stuck. So I want to play to this ramp. I want to be very afraid. I should have summoned my boards a little bit faster, I will say. But we'll kill the Eidolons again. I was afraid of a wrap here. I definitely was afraid of them coming from mid or top and killing me. So I think, honestly, walking up this hill was maybe more risky than I than needed. I definitely actually think I could die here. If they play it well, and they actually do snowball me, but this is an important reaction. I do die here, and I will say, now that I'm watching the replay back, I was walking up way too far. This is actually horrible. It actually ends up going okay because I'm really tanky. Wow, we were losing in terms of net worth. Oh my gosh, my Monkey King was so poor. I was so PMA about this game because I was like giga rich and winning all my fights, but my Hoodwinks farm is fine. But either way, we get gone on here, and I make the correct reaction. Just put your units on something, right? Even when you're getting gone on, just get your units out. Because look at the damage you're doing. Enigma's half HP. He like Midnight Pulses my Ancient Creep, which doesn't do anything. But yeah, just get my units out, and I get a roar onto the TA, and I'm just buying time. And this is really the key reaction here. Like, even though I'm out of position and I mess up, I think I do a good job here. Right? Throw the axes just to cut the tree. I wanted to make sure I could see TA. We roar her. It's obviously not going to save me, but it's fine. I tried to get off the board before dying. Do I? Yeah, I do. That's really good. Cost TA 2 auto attacks, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it buys some time. So the Tiny's able to instant kill the Enigma because he was half HP. That's why my reaction is so important, right? Because this Enigma is half HP from the units, he's in combo range, right? So instantly, even though he gets canceled by the Wraith Pact or something like that, he just dies to like a Tiny auto, right? Like a messed up Tiny combo. So even though Tiny kind of messed up, it still kind of works out as Tiny's able to, oh, what a snowball. It's actually crazy, but yeah, we're able to clean up. Arcane Rune Tiny is actually so broken early game too. It's crazy. As I think Quap dies, actually. That's the Arcane Rune coming in there. Whew! Beautiful stuff. And yeah, we win the fight. So even though I did mess up and I definitely shouldn't have been there, it's I reacted well, which I think is good. And it's something to keep in mind, guys. When you're dying, most people just like give up and don't click their buttons. They're too worried about running away. When like if I'm against a Tusk and a Lion, I'm not gonna get away. I don't have Force, I don't have BKB, I'm gonna get caught. So I might as well just get my damage out, and that's actually, it ends up being a huge deal, right? Enigma doesn't get any spells off, or major spells off. From there, we rotate to the back to the top side of the map. I wanted to look to start playing for Roshan. That was like kind of my main thing here. I want to play for Roshan as this Quap runs into me for who knows what reason. Whenever we cast our spell, she dies. Good stuff. We put down the Black Dragon, like fire thingy. She dies. We can use our Wild Axes to connect the camps now as well. A little bit with the Black Dragon. I don't know why Enigma was up here. This is so odd. Like, I just killed the Quap. I know TA is not just going to be sitting under this tower. She's farming. I saw someone on the mid ward too. I'm like, what is this guy doing? So whatever. We get a free kill onto him. I have no clue why he's there. It is what it is. So we get a really easy kill. And that's nice, because that's going to turn into an immediate tier 1 tower as well. So we kill the tier 1, we kill the wave, and then I tell my team to Roche. Now, they don't do it instantly, but whatever. You're Beastmaster. That's why this hero is so good in pubs, if you get good at it. It's a little bit hard to play, but if you get good at it, it's so good, because you can nearly solo Roche. You can have your Ancient Black Dragon tank a little bit, build up some Wild Axes. Thank God Monkey King helps me eventually, because his damage does matter. But we take out Roshan, and that's great. Right? We get this really, really poor Monkey King in Aegis, which is good. At least is going to allow him to have some impact. But we don't run at them immediately, right? I maybe could have cut across the map, but there's 3 camps I can insta-kill, and that's the big thing about Beast. When you get ahead, you insta-kill everything. You farm everything instantly. You farm so fast, so quick, right? And so that's obviously what I'm looking to do here. Because I want to hit my next timings. I want to get my AC. I want to get my BKB. I want to get these timings at some point, right? So I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm cutting the top wave. I'm putting the pressure. Their Quap's cutting our wave, which is a good play on his part. But I cut another top wave as I farm all the camps with my main hero and a boar. So we're taking over all the farm on the map as we're going to look to mid here. Actually, maybe I should have cut top wave again. I decided to cut mid here. I could have cut top. I probably should be taking their top tier 2 for free here. I'm not going to lie. I think I do it here. Yeah, it's just like a free tower. And we're just building up our net worth. As I said, we went from a 3K net worth to a 6K. Just because I'm being so efficient on the map, and obviously my teammates are going to get some farm. Yeah, I think we could have smoked and wrapped into them. I will say that I think we could have played a bit faster here with this Aegis. It's definitely an option. We're definitely stronger than them. We could smoke and just run at them. That's an option. but often people won't do that in pubs, and it's not fast. It can be very slow, and you can waste a lot of time. So when you can farm 3 camps in 10 seconds, it's often just the best play, at least in a pub setting. I'm not going to say, like, from a theoretical perfect standpoint in Dota, like, that's the perfect play I made, but it's a very reliable and effective play with the Ancient Black Dragon to clear all the camps. And because of this mindset of, like, okay, whatever, my team's getting picked off a bit, we're cutting some waves, but because of this, I get an AC, like, instantly, and I'm more farmed than a TA, who has more CS than me. I mean, that's insane. I'm more farmed than Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin, this is one of the fastest farming heroes in Dota, hands down, and we're out farming here. Like, you have to think about how crazy that actually is, as this fight actually goes pretty well, I think, as we come in here. I'm just going to roar the Enigma, you know, even though he cast, to be fair, I maybe should have held it, and the reason why is, he actually got all of his spells off and stuff already, so he's not that useful, but look at how fast that Tusk dies. That's the AC. Oh my. The AC, the inner beast attack speed with drums and so on. I'm giving people 80 attack speed when they stand next to me, which is insane how much attack speed that is. That's actually a disturbing amount of attack speed. Like, this Tusk is half HP, is like a little confident. Oh, that's so funny. Just insta dies. Even though that fight wasn't even that great. We, like, kind of lost a little bit of net worth on that, but that fight was still pretty good. Now, from there, we're looking to choke them out, kind of doing the same thing, right? We don't want to dive high ground. They have, like, decent high ground defense. It's not the best high ground defense, but it's decent. And so we're just going to cut the top wave, right? Make sure that they can't split push us, prevent that from being an option. It will push in the top wave eventually, too, if Quap doesn't cut it, which she will. So, unfortunately... Oh, does she not? I guess she was afraid of me hunting her. Oh, wow, she actually didn't. She was so afraid of me. But whatever, we clear the waves, the enemy team leaves their base bottom, and that's the thing about pubs. People don't get it, right? They're like, oh, you know... we have to go high ground. We have to end the game. We're ahead. We need to push our advantage. Guys, you can just farm the map. The enemy team will leave the base. They're going to either get bored or just think that they have to leave the base because they're getting out farmed. It's going to be one or the other. Punish them then, right? Make that play then. You can be a bit patient. People don't do this. They throw their games by going high ground too early. It's like 25 minutes into the game. They get their first Aegis. They're not even that farmed. They have no siege hero. Their carries an Ursa. They're just like trying to siege high ground and dying. But now, with this timing, I mean, we just insta-kill the base, and yeah, the game's about done now. We got our 14k advantage. Monkey King is finally starting to recover, and Monkey King definitely, I would say, outscales TA a little bit. So we have some good late game matchups, and you know, even though they have an Enigma, I can roar his Black Hole at any point. We can overgrowth it as well, so it's a very hard game for Black Hole. So that X factor is pretty difficult for the enemy team to execute on. As we'll just pick up a nice kill here. And yeah, the game's about done. And that goes to show, you know, if I don't get my Helm Dom timing early enough, and I don't make that mid play, and I don't kill that TA, to be fair, I guess I killed the TA because the line sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. But I partially kill her because he sucks, but I also kill her because I play the map well. I chip her down with boards. She barely didn't get a refraction off. If I didn't chip her with the boards all that time, right, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have killed her. To be fair, as I said, though, I could have taken the Helm Dom creep earlier, so I should have done that. Would have made that trade better, too. So there's always, obviously, a lot of small things you can do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This game was really fantastic, and I want to share with you some of the ideas. Keep in mind, I had 290 CS in minute 30 as well. This hero farms like an absolute madman. You can become another carry, right, by playing this hero. And it's difficult. It's not an easy hero, but hopefully you learned quite a bit from this video. I didn't talk about hawk usage at all, which I apologize for, but I do want to say when it comes to hawk usage, just spam them, right? Spam them, put them on hills. Put them anywhere, right? Because any vision is going to tell you what you need to do. If they're not bottom, they're probably top. If they're not top, they're probably bottom. If you see them top, okay, they're obviously top. You know what I mean? So just spam those things. I bought the shard, by the way, as well. It's really OP, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!